feel sick because we don't smack and raw tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
word? Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. If he is sick, is it just you and Darrell, or are you getting
B is a wild card. B is
okay?
B. I don't know.
All right. Well, if it just ends up being you, let me know. I'll slide through, so it can be
Okay.
because I wasn't gonna be on the show because I was telling Matt I'm available for it, but then he kind of like subtly told me. I was like, oh well, I'm having Powerbomb Jutsu on, so I have to see how many of them are actually going to show up. I was like, okay, so that's your subtle way of letting me know if I get more than one, I'd rather have you sit on the bench like Ben Simmons. So
That's
Damn.
crazy.
yeah, so
Like Bronny James.
Right. I'm like, shit,
uh,
pass him a rock.
Come on, Dad. Let me shoot.
all right, it started recording, so I'm gonna hit the intro and then
Okay.
we can
Yeah, yeah.
go from there.
Cool, cool.
You know, I guessed that you would be the only one who would dare to come here. You've got courage.
Yo, 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 yo. Oh, the Get Your Podcast crew is in the building. That's right, that's right, that's right. We're here. We're on location. Shot Town is in the house. Of course, I got my homie with me.
Hey, ¿qué pasa? What's going on?
Que pasa, que pasa. And of course, back making his return, the homie Don from PowerebombJutsu. Tell him what it is.
Yeah,
Yo, what up? I'm here again. Just here.
You know
I'm
what I'm
just
saying? You're always welcome to slide through, you know.
I don't get
But yeah,
fired, you know.
guys. We're doing a little bit of a different show, a different little bit of format, right? We're gonna take this like a little bit more of a freestyle type of thing, right? We are pre-recording this. So yeah, when this comes out, obviously Crown Jewel has have happened. Do I care about Crown Jewel? No, none of us really do anyway. So like with that said,
right.
I want to get to the homie Dom,
Okay.
right? You were in attendance, right? You gave Bobby Lashley the phone call, like, hey, I'm gonna be at Dynamite, I
Yep.
need you to slide through. Dude, tell us about your experience and you making a cameo.
It was pretty dope because like I had like ringside seats like by the stage. And
Uh-huh.
so I'm sitting there like, all right, I can see everything when they come out at. And I'm sitting there, then Westside Gun's there, like about 5 feet ahead of me. And then like one wrestler,
Ooh.
Big Mo's like on the other side. It was like pretty cool. And then like the rapper Chip the Ripper from Cleveland was on the other side with Smoke Dizza.
Damn.
And it was cool. Like the vibe was cool. Like I sat there by myself, and this person like talked my whole ear off. This like girl about wrestling. She's like a little midget girl, and she's like how much she loved the Young Bucks and stuff. And I was like,
Okay,
okay.
okay.
And she was so upset when Private Party won. And like I'm
Oh.
sitting there like screaming, I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. And she's all mad, and she ripped the Young Buck sign.
She ripped the sign.
She was mad, yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's like one of
Wow.
those like it's still real to me, brother.
Yeah.
That's
But it's
crazy.
but it's like overall cool experience, like just vibing out on a Wednesday going by myself, and then like had fun, met Tony Khan, and then like they filmed Rampage. And so after
Mhm.
Rampage, everybody started leaving. So I'm like, all right, let me just go scoot next to this, scoot up. And so I'm right there ringside and stuff. And I see like Taya Valkyrie come out. And I'm
Mhm.
like,
Okay,
put
yeah,
my
yeah.
hands up. I'm on TV. And then when Top Flight was talking to Leo Rush, I'm sitting there like, okay, in the mix, like right there, my
Uh-huh.
face is on camera. And it was so cool because like my mom called me like earlier. She was watching like, damn, I see you on TV.
No
And then, like my
way.
sister, yeah, and then my sister called me like, "Oh, I seen you on TV," and I'm like, "Dang, mom, did you tell everybody else on TV?"
That's funny because that something like that actually happened to my wife and my father-in-law. They went to a random ass Bulls game, I think against the Charlotte Hornets, and
Okay.
they actually made it on TV, and I'm watching the game. I'm like, oh shit, that's my wife. And then apparently she got a phone call from her cousin that lives in the first floor of our apartment building, calling and saying the same thing. I was like, hey, cousin, I just saw you on TV. Then her other cousin telling the same thing. Then her sister did the same thing. She got bombarded by people apparently all watching the Bulls game at the same time.
That's crazy. That is crazy. But you get like no service in the United Center. So how what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't be able to know.
Yeah, no, her phone apparently got blown up, and then she just didn't get to it until after the game.
Right.
Yeah, no, that UC service is terrible.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. No, but I the only time that I had anything close to that experience is like you remember where ROH used to do the shows at the Chicago Fieldhouse over there in forgot what area that is. Anyway, besides the point. But they used to do it. They used to do it there, and then they would tape the shows like Fight Team for Fight TV.
Right.
And like before Getcho was a podcast, like a lot of us like were right there in front. And us being like the only Asians really in that row, we stood up and we got wild for Tempura Boys, who are a tag team at the time. I don't know if you remember them. The Tempura Boys. And we like stood up and she's like, Tempura Boys,
Oh man.
And like they pointed at us, obviously Asian. So
damn. That's funny. That's like me wilding out for the Mexicals back in 05. Which I would have done if I was going to shows.
Like I used to see myself in like a random indie events, like a local indie promotion out here. Like they have like a YouTube like shorts and stuff, and I'm like, look at me.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like they have a time like I'm in this like crowd and like I'm texting, like I'm always on my phone, like at wrestling events, like texting or looking at something or editing a video, and I'm like, I'm sitting like just one, I'm leaning over talking to B about something. We're laughing. We're probably like laughing at somebody in the crowd or something's happening in the ring.
Right. No, I mean, but that's how it is though. Like, because you don't know when the camera's on you, because you're just, you're just doing your thing. You're just living your life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just like fast forward, when shout out Bound for Glory when they had Bound for Glory here in Chicago like 5 years ago. I think all of us were on that Twitch feed, Vince. Like even before Vince was even part of Getcho. Like Getcho, Vince, I think Warren Hayes was in that feed.
Yeah. Benji.
Like I think Chris Van Vliet was in that feed. Like because the way they had it set up was actually pretty dope, Dom. Like they had it like in a bar.
Yeah.
So like there was no seats. Like you just stood up and like you kind of like mingled around the bar, and then they had a ring right there, and then they had like a concert stage like right behind it. So dudes were trying to do stuff like off the concert stage balcony and shit. And like it was a cool setup. I actually like that setup over there.
Yo, that show had one of my favorite matches that I've seen in an indie show, which was Shotzi Blackheart versus Lonnie Luck versus Kylie Ray.
Kylie Ray,
Those three did a fantastic triple threat match. It was
yes.
Yeah.
And it was cool too because like that's when the news pretty much came out that Shotzi was going to WWE.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Better times.
Special time for us too. So that was good memories, good times.
Yeah, you guys took a pick with Shotzi, right? You guys got to bond about Filipino. You guys had all that connection and whatnot.
Yeah, it was cool.
Years ago too. I got to pick when she was like the Rise champion, women's champion.
Damn.
I was like, I don't know,
like early, right?
Mm-hmm. I was like, man, who's this girl with this green hair? She was like beautiful. Like I did this picture with her. So I'm talking to her. She was super cool.
Dude,
I had a picture of Gail Kim too.
I had like the most wildest moment when I realized, Shotzi's that redhead chick from Tough Enough, the one that got eliminated because she got injured. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. That's her. Oh, no wonder I liked her so much.
But do you know what's so crazy? Like when I saw her in the ring, I made that connection too. But she was so tiny then.
Yeah.
Like she had like no muscles at all.
Yeah, no, it was.
And then also too, I didn't know that she was also half Filipino like during that whole time. And then and then it came out later. I was like, oh shit, okay.
Oh, okay, I can claim you. Okay, I can claim
Yeah.
you. I feel that. I feel that.
Well, she wasn't like she wasn't like Vanessa Hudgens trying to hide it. You know what I'm saying? Like she
Right,
was,
right. No, I can't remember who the fuck. Oh no, that's kind of like when Cody came out as being like half Cuban. I'm like, oh
Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna claim him. I'm gonna claim him. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna claim him. He had all this meme. You had all these memes. They made it like a remix version of Kingdom, like with like Norteño and stuff. And like when he takes the sip out of like the drinks and stuff, it's like, oh, that's delicious. They photoshopped it so it'd be a Modelo and shit, and he had tacos next to
oh
him.
yeah.
It was the funniest shit ever. I loved it.
Because there's a promo he did. I can't remember if it was on AEW or ROH where he says his like Cuban mom or something like that.
I think it
Yeah.
was.
And I'm
I think
like,
it was,
wait,
was it
hold up.
WWE?
Yeah.
I think
Was
it
it
was against
WWE?
Roman. I think. Like
Was
you
it?
Yeah.
got
Okay.
yeah, like his spicy side from his Cuban mother or something like that. He said
Yeah.
something
Yes.
Because
in
I
that
was like,
context.
whoa, hold up. He's not
Yeah.
all white?
That to me, I thought that shit was wild. And like he was gonna be my number one pick in that racial draft that we had, but then Dom beat me to it because Dom had the first pick.
Yep.
Well, that's like so funny because like that's like me discovering because like this is before the internet and fucking Twitter and all that shit was out like before like people were weird and like they deep dive into people's lives and shit. But like I always had a feeling that Batista was Filipino because he had the Filipino sun on his
Uh,
belly button. So like me being young and trying to like stop the DVR to like look at a man's belly button to match
That's
Bruh.
the
wild.
Filipino sun's flag.
That's
Like, okay,
wild.
that
That's a
kind of
wild
like,
ass phrase,
yeah,
man. That's a wild ass phrase. I paused the
bro.
TV when I was younger just to look at a man's belly button.
That's
That
crazy.
that's crazy. That's
Did I
crazy.
just admit that on the podcast?
It's
It's
yeah.
not. It's there. It's there. It's there.
Yeah, it's already there, man.
It's there. It's there. And then come to
The-
find out that like after my dad was like, "What the hell are you doing?" and I told him, and he's like, "Well, his last name is Batista. Batista is a Filipino name, Josh."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was looking way too deep. I was looking way too deep.
It's crazy. Like I'm always shocked seeing that Soruka is black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't do that?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I found out
Yeah,
like
I
probably
heard that from Young Kings.
like
Shout out to Young Kings. I heard that from Young
yeah,
Kings.
like probably like a year and a half ago. I was like, oh, like she posted her dad too, and her dad got like dreads and everything. I was like, wow. I'm like, that's why I like her so much. I was like, man, I'm like, I don't know who this girl is. Like she's doing like these
Ah.
flips. She's like beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Look, you know
Like she just
what?
seems.
You know what? Like it was one of those things that you didn't think about, but once it was said out loud, you're like, oh, you know what? Yeah, that makes sense. That checks out. And like you look at her, and I'm like, yeah, so Ruka, yeah, I can see it now. Like you
Yeah,
can't see it from the pigmentation, but I can see it. I can see it.
yeah.
It's there. It's there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, like I don't know if you like since we're gonna keep it on that scenario, like the homie Sun King, right? We all know Sun King. That's Han, right, from Fast and Furious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, his dad is black. Well, his mom remarried.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
mom remarried
Yeah.
later on, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, he has a sister who's black, and his stepdad is black.
You know,
It's like no wonder why this guy's so cool. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
dude. For that reason too is the reason why I drafted Bobby Lashley, because when I found out he was like half Panama, I was like, oh, he's Latino. He's Latino. He's one of like those Afro Latinos, but he's a Latino for sure. Like we
right,
can
right, right.
we can have joint custody. We can have joint custody. Like
Well,
I'm
bro,
okay.
dude, when I found out that he had alopecia, I was like, "Yo, that's my guy."
All three of us got a connection with him.
Yeah.
He's, we all got something.
Just how like in our community we both share Lou Diamond Phillips because he played Richie Valens, but he's Filipino, playing the iconic, Mexican American singer. So yeah.
Oh man, that's a good one. That's a good one for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not that this Getcho episode was supposed to be about what's that called?
Race. Race.
Race, but what's that fucking thing that people look up their ancestry.com. Not this is
Right.
supposed to be an ancestry.com.
Get your ancestry.com. Look at that.
Man, get your
I'm
4%
I'm
Native
I'm
American.
Canadian. I'm like
Oh,
1%
man.
Canadian.
You're one.
You ever
Yeah,
seen
you're
an
also
episode of
like what,
Park
5%
Jitsu?
Italian too? 5% Italian?
Yeah.
There was one episode of Problem Jitsu. I said like I was Canadian. I was born in Canada. I forgot what episode it was.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh
Oh,
my
man.
gosh. So like what else? I mean, what was the merch table like? Was it good
Man,
or was it kind of like missing?
man,
Like it wasn't
everything,
hitting?
everything was like $40,
That's not too
That
bad.
sounds
but it
about
was like
right.
I'm like, okay, that's like a nice Sting shirt though, but that line was like super long. I'm like, I'm not waiting in line. Like, there's people in costumes, like people dressed up as Orange Cassidy. One person was the devil, Jesus,
What?
banana,
What?
yeah, because Halloween, the Halloween theme, and then
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
that
okay,
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
yeah, and then one person was Sting, and I've seen like what else? A lot of Orange Cassidy people, and then like one girl was Pikachu, one dude was Ash Ketchum,
yeah.
Nice.
and I'm like regular ass Dom at the show.
Listen, I would have done the same thing. I would have just been straight up Vince. That's all I would have
Right.
done. Like I ain't got time to dress up like that.
But
I
how
got
do
Yeah,
you
I'm
time.
know
like,
if they
yeah,
were Orange Cassidy and not just wearing a denim jacket?
they had the glasses on and everything, man.
Oh, was the hair like,
Mm.
Yeah,
okay, okay.
they tried to
Got
be
you,
like
No,
got
him.
you,
no
got you,
Canadian
got you.
tuxedo. Got it.
Nope. But seeing Bobby Lashley live again was pretty cool. Like, and I'm like Shelton Benjamin at MVP because I'm like, yo, I was on stage with all these people at Wale Mania and like watching them come out was like, this is pretty cool. Like,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
very much excited for Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP to see what they can do.
yeah,
I did see that MVP offered up his business card to good old Ricochet. Maybe they
hmm,
right that wrong and substitute him for Cedric like the original plan was.
Like they wanted to, right?
Yeah,
yep.
because
And have Ricochet don't talk at all.
honestly, Ricochet, you know what? Give him that one of those Bane muzzles or whatever from like the Dark Knight movies, and like have him if he has to talk, at least give him a funny voice or something.
He's gonna have to sound like that. They'll be
Oh,
looking for one of us in the wreckage, brother.
you know what?
I'm Ricochet. I'm going straight to the moon or some stupid. He said. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm done.
No,
Yeah,
the
I
one
mean,
the one that killed me was like I'm Kobe with it. I'm like, what?
Hmm,
Like, what the fuck?
oh
Where are you,
yeah,
Kobe?
yeah.
hmm,
You talking about when Ricochet was talking about himself and shit?
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like I'm Kobe with it. I'm like,
Okay.
what?
Yeah, so okay, yeah, he's Kobe with that. Then he said, okay, he's Kobe with it, and then next thing he's like, oh, I'm here to like, work, to prove everybody wrong. I'm like, Kobe, you can't be Kobe with it and then try to prove everybody wrong. What are you doing, Ricochet? Like, which one are you, Kobe with it, or are you here to prove everybody wrong? It was like you can't be both.
Yeah, no, fuck all that. I don't know,
Or
Yeah.
you Ben
Ricochet.
Simmons with it.
Man, if that's not accurate, that's crazy.
Eee, eee. I mean, like, okay, it's like from what I see on AEW, right? And I know, like, sometimes we don't cover it all the time because I just kind of prefer to talk about the pay per views. It seems like they're hitting, right? Like they're finally at the
Yeah,
lane
Yeah,
where they're like, we're not WWE instead of like trying to, because there were like 2-3 years where they were just like trying to go head to head, like basically mirror the product. You know what I'm saying?
uh-huh.
Now, like I think ever since they got Okada, ever since they got Will Ospreay, Mercedes, like it was kind of a reset for them. And now they got Lashley, finally put the belt on Swerve, right? Like the Kakechka, is really doing their thing. He's like their workhorse for them because he's like doing his thing in AEW, but he's also doing it in New Japan. You see him at MLW, I mean MLP. He's everywhere.
yep. My
So
guy,
like
my evil Japanese guy who's not Okada.
that's not Okada. No, but like in a way, like I like what they're trying to do. I just hope they just keep the momentum though, you know?
Yeah, like my thing is, it's okay to be Coca Cola. Like you can't be Pepsi. You can be Coca Cola. Some people like it.
Yeah. Vanilla Coke?
You
Who
like,
doesn't like vanilla
You
Coke?
know what? If you can't be
you like,
Coca Cola and you're just RC Cola, fuck it, rock
yeah.
with it. There's a
Rock with
demographic
it,
for it.
yeah.
There's a
Come
Yeah,
demographic
on.
like
for it.
Like
Come
it's a
on.
crazy analogy. I look at like this.
I
Like
see.
WWE is like like I always say WWE is like Walt Disney of things, and then like everything else can be like not Pixar, but like DreamWorks and stuff. They make good movies and
Right.
stuff, and like
Oh
different. Like,
yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes I like Pixar better, and that's
You mean
okay.
yeah, like
yeah, some DreamWorks?
yeah,
Yeah.
because that's how I look at it. Like because
Yeah.
well, if anything, like if we watch like any animated movie, people always think of it as oh my god, it's a Disney movie, but like no, it's a DreamWorks movie. And same with
Right.
wrestling. Like
Hmm.
if you don't know what wrestling is, you automatically assume it's WWE. Like my sister was like one. I took her to AEW show. She like this is WWE. I'm like no, it's different.
Hmm.
But it's not like that's how it's okay to be second place. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
You,
okay. I mean, like,
like
listen, like a lot of people.
you still up there.
Yeah, and you're still like on top, right? You still get the same. You said good amount of
Hmm.
views. Like you just said it, right? Pixar and DreamWorks, right? Toy Story is
Hmm.
good, but have you watched Shrek?
Yeah, like
You know,
Yeah. Fucking Shrek slaps. And
like
dude.
iRobot. Like, was it
Oh,
iRobot or
come on,
Robot?
man.
Yeah,
Come
like
on.
How to Tame a Dragon.
How did it
ooh,
come
yeah.
on? Kung Fu Panda? Have you seen Kung Fu
Yeah,
Panda?
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm
Megamind.
saying? Have you seen the Minions? Have you seen the
Yeah,
Despicable Me? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, Despicable Me,
Pharrell's not
that's
working at Pixar.
hey, speaking of minions, shout out to Rylan from Wallet Media. Random shout out. Random
Oh
shout
yeah,
out.
shout out for
Dressed,
dressing up like a minion. Shout out,
yeah,
shout
he
out.
dressed up
Yeah.
as a
nice.
minion on our last episode. Shout out to him.
Shout out, shout out, shout out. Yeah, exactly. How to train your train. Oh, but yeah, I mean, yeah. So all props to AW for the moment. They just need to keep the momentum going, right?
Hmm.
And to these fans, these stupid ass sweaty fans, I don't understand what do they get out of taking pictures of empty arenas.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
no.
I got a thing that okay, so I'm so glad you said that because on my TikTok I posted like my AEW little recap thing, and I'm like it
Right.
was fire, and the dude somebody put wasn't fire enough with the empty seats, so
Hmm.
I went to be petty, so I went on his page, and I was like searched to his page, and I seen something like family member or something that sent him like a crazy DM like about his family member, and then I blocked him.
Well, the thing is, like, okay, the empty seats, like to me, if the people bought the tickets, people going to show, okay, like then work for them, right?
Right.
Right.
Like put
Yeah.
on a show for them, put on a show for the people that are there. Like, you know, sometimes they sell out, sometimes they don't, right? That doesn't mean that the product is suffering.
Or
Right.
dying or nothing like that.
I
Like this is
Right.
mean,
one of
for the longest time, like right up until we had AEW, like WWE shows were looking the same. To be honest with you, like I
Yeah.
remember,
Mhm.
Yup.
yeah, like that hard camera side. It might as well be a ghost town. I mean, it doesn't look as bad anymore. Like some shows here in Chicago, yeah, almost all of them are fully sold out except for a section. But I went to NXT and that whole 200 level on the hard cam was completely empty,
Right.
completely empty, and they were
Right.
like moving people and stuff. So it happens all kind of shows. TNA up until like that recent Bound for Glory show, like some of their shows looked kind of empty, but every single time I've been there, they've been packed to the brinks. You know?
Yeah, facts. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
And it's like
even when they had the like even the period of the black and gold era, right? Like I remember going to the
yeah,
Chicago one, and I mean, all the seats like were sold out, right? But at the very top, there were still a couple sections that weren't filled, you
yeah,
know. And like, yeah, and those are kind of the tougher, viewing points in Allstate Arena. Just how like those seats that are like right right by the stage aren't filled also,
yeah,
but those are also hard to places to see, and sometimes that's what it is. It's like
yeah.
they don't want to pay the $80 if they can't really see the thing, you know.
exactly. I ain't
And
gonna
like
pay
one of my
$80.
things, and like who goes to wrestling shows and take pictures in like empty seats and
Yeah,
post them on? That's like the dumbest thing is like you go to a wrestling show and complain about it or WWE's better. Like you just gave them their money regardless. If not,
right,
Yeah,
that's like the dumbest
like
right.
shit.
what are you even doing? Like you looking like a fool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like I'm still watching WWE here at the show, but I'm like, who cares? You gave these people your money already, so jokes on you.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, you go to like promotions like Warrior Wrestling. I know they're Indian promotion, but like they tell you to bring seats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember they told me that shit. I was like, wait, what? Time out. Pause. I ain't doing all that. That's when I stopped going to shows. When they started saying, oh, bring your own seats. I'm like, no, fuck that. I have my own seat at home. I'll stay with my
Like
happy ass right here.
you're supposed to provide seats, like not to go like find like a chair somewhere.
Dude, one time because we were really thinking about going to a couple of those shows. Like I was telling Jay and Chad, I was like, "Yo, I think I'm about to go to Costco and buy this like portable fold-out bench for us."
Yeah, I
Like,
remember you mentioned that, like the
yeah, and I was
folders.
like, "Yo, I think we should buy this for anytime like anybody else wants to like just sit down and shit." It was cool. They had cup holders and stuff. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like we could have had like mixed drinks. But anyway, that's another tangent.
You would have had to have what you call it. You would have had to like really watch that seat because if it was nice enough, folks there might have thought it was part of the show, part of the venue. Might start taking your seats if you get up if it looks that nice.
See, like Jeff Cobb, like throw somebody on the or do like what Bronson Reed did to Seth
Y-
Rollins, like
Yeah,
Death Valley drop. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
maybe, man.
Give me your seat. Give me your seat. Let me hit them with it. Like what? No, no, because I'm paying money for this.
No, but okay. So like, let's talk a little bit about what we just watched. Right, we just watched SmackDown. Okay,
Yeah,
to me, the biggest and the best storyline is obviously Bloodline story, right? Or
yeah,
the Bloodline matters, right? Or the
right.
OG Bloodline versus B2K, right? Like
Or Bloodline 2000.
Bloodline 2000, right? Bloodline, to Bel Air, whatever. It's like
Oh man,
whatever story and whatever they try to do seems to be so like crazy. They end up doing it, right? Like it was beat for beat. Like you know, I have to say was some dramatics into the whole
hmm
Jay Uso promo. It kind of felt real to a point, right?
for sure.
Like you could definitely felt what he was saying, and everything like that. And like I like when they kind of blur the lines between real emotions and like when they're doing it as a wrestling gimmick.
Yeah. No, for sure. But I think the biggest moment of the whole. Well, I liked how Jay did all the talking because he's
Yes.
like, all
Yes.
right, I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna say my piece." And he said
Uh-huh.
everything, and I like how Roman just kind of heard him out, and he only had
Hmm.
to say one thing, and that was it. And then we were sold, and it was all set in stone. I loved it. You texted me just when it happened that you popped and you laughed when you heard Roman say "yeet," and he hit it perfectly too. And because I texted you too because we were going back and forth while we were watching, and I said to you, "I was like, yo, I was low key looking down on my phone, listening to it because I was texting my wife,
Uh-huh.
and." And I'm texting her while I'm hearing it, and I thought it was Jay. And I look up, and I'm like, "Huh? What?" And then I rewind it, and then I see it was Roman, and I fucking popped. I'm like, no way, he sounded just like Jay. He did exactly like the Usos do it.
Yeah. I mean, it was so funny. It's like when the son is talking to the dad and trying to get his approval.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
yeah.
he just says something to try to be cool. You know what I'm saying?
Plead his case. I feel that.
Yeah, right, right. Um, but yeah, what about you, Don? What did you think of the segment?
It was cool. Once he said yeet, I was like, oh, they got to win.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh.
Well, my little Austin theory here is
Mm.
that they're gonna lose, and I think Roman's gonna get pinned by Solo.
Oh, who's gonna pin him?
Solo's pinning him. So
Okay. Okay, go
look,
ahead.
we saw what happened on Raw, right? There,
Uh huh.
Jimmy, Jay had the little bonding moment in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Samuel Zayn found Jimmy, and he went ahead and tried to talk him out of being in that whole bloodline situation. It's like, just do your own thing. Jimmy
Uh
came in, it was more tension, and they had their own talk about it. Jay told Samuel saying that he's, you know what, this isn't family, so you wouldn't get it. And Jimmy, trying to rectify things, go up to Sammy, finds him talking to the ops, like looking like he's trying to like figure out, like, you know, like, I don't know, it just kind of looked really sketch.
It looked like he was trying to order a stripper, like,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. Thank you. I wasn't trying to say it. I wasn't trying to say.
like an escort. It looked more like an escort, like, you know.
Yeah.
How much?
Solo.
Or like
So I haven't had any in a while. Do you know any good sites I
Or
could
like
I could use?
Or like an undercover cop trying to buy drugs, you know, like you got 2
Yeah.
police
It
in
was
the
like the
car.
scene from The Wire. Getcho,
Mhm.
like it's like.
No, you know
Like,
what? You know what it
excuse me,
reminded me of?
homeboy.
It
How much
reminded me
weed
of.
do you have?
Not to me. It reminded me of that episode from Breaking Bad where Hank takes takes a Walt Jr. to go talk to a hooker because he thinks he's smoking weed and shit. And Sami Zayn's like Wendy the hooker or whatever. It's like, what? How much do you charge for a Wendy? No, that's kind of what it sounded. That's kind of what it seemed like. Like he was trying to like
How much
solicit
do you
Samus's
charge for a
service.
Zane? Sami Zayn.
There you go. That you know what? I think Solo might have been soliciting Sammy's services for Saturday. So that's my theory. My Austin theory is that Sami Zayn's going to show up
You put the mask on.
somehow accidentally cost Roman and the Usos that match. Solo gets the win, but they're gonna play it off in a way similar to what they did early on with the Dom and Liv and Rhea storyline, where it's like, I didn't mean to have her win,
Right. Okay.
but he kept getting Liv the win and help her win the championship, and I think that's what's gonna be here. Because if Roman and the Usos beat Solo, then what claim is there to do the War Games match if that's where we're going?
Exactly. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
No,
they need to get.
listen. I'm with you.
They gotta
I
get their
see.
lick
I
back.
see what you're cooking. I see what you're cooking.
Hey,
And
I'm no Will
but
Gray,
where
but I
does
can cook.
but where does Dwayne Johnson come in this point?
Who's this?
Dwayne Johnson, their other cousin.
Oh, you think he's gonna show up at Crown Jewel?
I don't know, man.
No, no.
He popped up at blood for no reason. Like, what is the end game for him? But like
True.
our theory is like, so B said he's coming at Survivor Series. I'm like, maybe Royal Rumble, depending on this movie coming out. Because I'm like, this movie flops, he's full WWE.
Oh, that
So I always
Santa,
said,
the kidnapped
like,
Santa
'cause, like The
movie.
Rock's one bad movie away from winning the Royal Rumble. I always say that.
Okay, that's your awesome theory. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So like, if this is like the movie does terrible, then he's gonna ease his way back in the bloodline.
It is a very odd movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's coming out at a very odd time. Like,
Like after
it's
Thanksgiving, all
it's
right?
it's like not. Yeah, it's like, I mean, okay, yeah, Christmas is around the corner, but most people are thinking about Thanksgiving, and and like the last Santa-esque movie, the dude from Stranger Things, where he was like a badass Santa,
Yeah,
like that did okay, but like it's just him. So what he did was like decent because it's just one guy. But you're talking like
yeah.
Chris Evans in this movie, The
There's like a
Rock
lot
is
of
in this
people.
movie. Like, yeah, it could potentially flop too. This ain't Jingle All the Way. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Mm-mm.
I think that shit is. I think it's gonna be that. I think it's gonna be like a shit show. If I do watch it, it's gonna be mostly for Chris Evans. To be honest with you,
For
like,
sure.
because I'm a little Dwayne out. He's a heel. He's a heel in wrestling, but outside of wrestling, he's a big heel too.
Oh
With
yes,
that,
he
Uh-huh.
is.
with the whole
Oh.
DC stuff and the Fast and Furious stuff, and
Yeah,
then even now with the new movie, apparently him always being 8 hours late to film.
Uh-huh.
He's a The Rock's a heel, and so is Dwayne Johnson.
Uh-huh. Are you okay? I see you're foreshadowing. You're foreshadowing over
okay.
here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can see all that happening at Crown Jewel. Okay, and I know I always said I wasn't gonna watch Crown Jewel, but SmackDown had the Fatal 4-Way match, right? They had basically every participant that was gonna be in the tag team
Yeah,
match at Crown
yeah.
Jewel. I say this all the time. No matter who you put in that ring, if Bianca Belair and Io Shirai are in there, it's always going to deliver. Like any
Yes.
combination of those two are always going to hit. You know what I'm saying? So, and this match, like I feel like this tag team feud, even though there's like not a storyline around it, it's been one of the best things to watch as far as like women wrestling is concerned.
I like it too because it has a lot of variety. It has a lot of like lanes that you're going in there because obviously you have Bianca and Jade just being who they are, but
Mm-hmm.
then you also got Damage Control on one show, you got the Meta Girls on another show,
Mm-hmm.
then you have Piper and Chelsea
Chelsea
Green
Green.
going on, and as much as I hate to say it, like the other women aren't really doing much, like in terms of like intrigue, you know.
Right.
That I don't know.
Right.
That's just kind of where I stand with it. I don't know about
No,
how
I
Dom
feel
feels.
you because like this, and of course we love Liv. Okay, Liv and Dom, we love them, right? But the thing that she has going on with Nia Jax, like because they're supposed to do like the same thing that Cody and Gunther are doing. I don't know. It just it doesn't seem like there's like not enough chemistry or build to this match.
I
You
feel like
Now
know?
it's not hitting.
Yeah, it's not
the
hidden.
the best part of that whole program was Tiffany Stratton tonight on SmackDown
She
because
said she
Yep.
she,
getting dirty. She
oh
said something
dude,
like contacts. Yes, I was like, okay.
she said dirty, and then my she had my attention. No, but
Yeah, mine too. I was sitting like half-assed watching and text. I was like,
bro,
what she
like
say? I'm like, and I looked at the outfit. I was like, yeah.
I love the line where she delivers, where it's like I'm gonna go after that women's world title on Sunday, or I might go after Nia's title. I'm going after one of you guys' title on Sunday,
Mm.
and then she's like the line where she is like, well, I mean, the one thing that would change my mind and sway me to go after Liv's. Well, if I beat you for your title, Liv, does that mean he comes with it? And then I don't know if you guys
Hey.
saw, but Dom kind of had this face like, I might see what Tiffy time really be like, you know?
Hey.
And then
Hey.
and then
Mhm.
he's making faces. He's like, "Oh, okay, I'm interested. I'm color me intrigued." Right? He gave the same look we all gave when she hit that dirty
Right.
line.
Come on.
Right?
Come on.
And then Liv turns around and he's like, "Oh, like the comedic timing, hilarious. He looked so much like Eddie Guerrero when he was like
Uh-huh.
doing that shit with China and stuff, like back in the Attitude Era. It gave me those kind of vibes.
It's the subtle mannerisms that he does. You know what I'm saying? That like he doesn't have to say anything, but the way he like positioned himself, pause, it it gets a reaction. You know what I'm saying?
100%, 100%. I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm only looking forward to that match just to see what happens with Tiffany Stratton.
Same, same, same. I'm looking forward to that match. If I have to, I have to give one Austin Theory since all y'all gave an Austin Theory. My one Austin Theory is that Goldberg comes and costs Gunther that match.
Mm, I don't
That's
want to
my
see
only
Goldberg.
Austin Theory to that. I know it's a kind of weird Austin Theory, but
Okay,
when
so
you think about past crown jewels and everything,
they
Goldberg is
love
kind of
Goldberg.
like King Saudi over there.
Like, what's it called? B said in the show, man. Like, they still think WCW is still in business, and they love Goldberg. But the
Yeah.
thing is, they're getting like football rings for the whoever wants to get a football ring.
Okay. So that's one thing when Triple H oh no, not Triple H. Yeah, it was Triple H. He did kind of talked about that when they were in Saudi. So, and that's one question I wanted to pose to you guys. So it's the championships that's going to stay in Saudi Arabia, that's going to
Hmm.
be on display similar to a championship trophy like the Larry
Okay.
O'Brien in basketball, and the winner just kind of gets the championship ring, just like in sports, just like Triple H expressed. And you can just kind of collect these rings, championship rings, like in other sports. Are you guys cool with it? Do you like that concept? Is it different? Does it work in wrestling? Like, does it seem too gimmicky? Does it not fit there? Like, what do you guys think? Because you,
I feel like
we all,
it doesn't fit.
It's
It remind me of
I give props for making a new concept, right? And kind of making it a little bit more meaningful. But the fact that this is going to be a continuing thing is kind of where I'm kind of like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because like, as much as like we understand the why they have business there
Yeah,
in Saudi, it's like every time they do these shows, everything gets put on hold.
yeah. That's the thing I
And
hate.
that's everybody hates that because it just puts, even though this is the first time where they're kind of incorporating, um, Raw and SmackDown storylines within the crown jewel Saudi situation, but it's
Yeah,
not going to finish there, right? It's just kind of like taking a short exit off of this long highway to WrestleMania.
it's
But
like
like,
it's like taking a pit stop on your long road trip. You
right,
know
but this pit stop is not BB Gas. It's not
exactly.
one of the big gas stations. It's
Or down the Waffle House.
yeah, exactly.
There you go.
And the service is not good. The
Hmm.
waffles aren't good. And
Hmm.
then you get the worst part is when you get the syrup, it's half
Oh
filled. And
man,
then at the Waffle House they got that old school thing where you kind of have to like push the metal part to like separate,
Yeah.
and then that whole thing is fucking sticky. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. The syrup might be runny. It's like, damn, this syrup's not good syrup. I was like, damn. I was like, I'm kind of pissed off here, man.
But yeah. Okay, what do you
But
think,
my
Dom?
thing, but who's gonna get like, who's gonna be the first person to get like 6 rings and stuff, like walking around like Jordan with 6 rings and stuff, like
I
like each
need
show,
them. I need someone like, and it's not gonna be anytime soon. But I need someone in like the year 2035, if it's still a thing that far ahead. I need someone to do the Bill Russell one where he has all 11
Just
championship rings on his
You mean the
fingers.
pose?
Yeah, yeah, like the ah man,
It's gonna be an old Cody Rhodes, like.
man.
But like it's dumb because like okay, you get these rings and what's next? Is like the whole thing is like oh I'm a even though I lost my title like months ago or I lost my title at WrestleMania, but I still have the Saudi Arabia ring, so I'm still a champion at the
Still
end
the
of the day.
champion of champions.
Mm-hmm.
No, it
And niggas no, so wait, they'd be like Clay Thompson, no, okay, like this 3 rings. So like
yeah.
I lost my championship, never won it again. Still up to 3
Listen,
and other promos.
my thing where it doesn't work is that they created a whole title belt for this, and then the champion that wins this doesn't get to keep the championship. Then what was the fucking point of
I'm
showcasing
making
it
the.
for the last couple weeks if all they're gonna get is a Super Bowl ring at the end of it?
Uh-huh.
And it's like I don't know, like I felt like if it was just a championship trophy, similar to like what the like fuck, what's the cup over in NXT? I forget what it's called. The
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 Heritage
Heritage
Cup.
Cup.
Heritage Cup,
Yeah, yeah.
that cup
If it was
don't
something like
count.
yeah, if it was something like the Heritage Cup where every winner was on there, but like it stayed there in Saudi. Okay, I kind of
Uh-huh.
get that. Like a actual physical trophy for the country of Saudi Arabia. But if it's a championship belt, like if you're a wrestler and you win a championship belt and you don't keep it, is it really yours?
Right, exactly. And
Nope.
the other thing too that makes it also so stupid, just to basically tag on to what you're saying, they have the security showing that thing off all the time. Like, what's the point of that?
That's
You
just
know,
so dumb. I hate
that's so
that.
dumb. You know what I would like? I would love if the Wide Six would jump their ass. You know what I'm
Mm.
Take
saying?
the
And
belt.
like take that title after like what
Like they
they
took
did to
Miz.
Bray, losing to Goldberg.
Oh man.
Oh, but that's a hoot and a half. Um, you know what? Let's get to the reason why we're here.
Wait,
Oh, go
beforehand,
ahead. Do you have any other thing else?
I did want to ask, how'd you guys feel about the women of SmackDown being able to be at two places at once or like just multitasking? Because you had Nia Jax fly over to Saudi Arabia to do like the little like crown jewel press
Pre-show
conference
type of
thing,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
pre-show type of thing, fly back to the States to record SmackDown, and then now she's gonna fly back to Saudi Arabia to like be in that match with Liv. But also too, we had a few people
Oh, right, right.
like get their pink slips today. One of them was Indy Hartwell, and she still wrestled on TV tonight. Like y'all couldn't wait a full as business day after. Like, keep kayfabe alive. How are you gonna sit here and tell me that Indy Hartwell is departing WWE, but she's on my television screen?
Like it
Like,
came out
I
like
like.
when the match started, right? Like
Yeah, like right there, like or probably like 20
No, I
minutes or
think
15 minutes.
I thought it came out like an hour before.
was it before? Okay, okay.
Yeah, and like SmackDown had started when they released it, but yeah, like Tegan Knox also got released. She was part of that, and then Baron Corbin specifically didn't get released, but his contract is expiring, and
It's
they're
up.
just not renewing it. So yeah, three people are gonzo.
Yeah, I
My
think, man.
thing was like I enjoyed Indy in NXT, and I thought that um Candace having the speed title and her being incorporated with like Bailey and Noemi and having her in there, like was gonna help her as a character also too. But it seems like they just didn't see it. But she was injured too, wasn't she? Like on her way to the call up.
Yeah, when she got called up, she got injured, which
So she
was
didn't
Yeah,
really
like
have
her
like
foot.
a whole time to really develop or show her skills.
my
Mm-mm.
my my whole thing is like, why call her up after she wins the title just to not do shit with her? That's a lot of Vinceism right there.
Very
Like,
much.
yeah, I don't know,
They
Don.
treated her like Greg Oden. They treated her like Greg Oden.
Damn, good night,
No,
Greg Oden.
man. Damn,
Um,
damn, that hurts.
Dom, how do
But
you feel
like
about these three peeps being gone?
Tegan Knox, she never could catch a break. She always like her knees was always messed up,
Mhm.
and I feel like she did more thriving on the indies than she was in WWE. So like I think she can go back and just reclaim her name back on the indies. And then Indy Hartwell, it's like unfortunate because like she should have stayed in NXT. And her thing was getting caught up way too early, and that was her demise. And
Yeah.
Barry Corbin, I feel like he did everything, and it's like there's nothing for else him to do. They tried like different gimmicks with him, and it's like nothing was hitting
Hmm.
except for like one. And then it's either he might retire or go to TNA or DDT Pro or
I would love
NWA.
to see. I would love to see him there in TNA. I think he fits
Same.
perfectly.
Hmm.
But maybe he just opens up his own like cooking YouTube show or like a restaurant and starts like having some fire ass smash burgers on the grill.
Or boxing, man. He's a do Golden Glove. He can box with
Yeah,
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I mean, he could be in TNA. I could see him in TNA more than like AEW, or
for sure.
what's his name's new promotion, MLP.
mhm.
Maybe I don't know. With Baron Corbin, he just kind of strikes me as a dude that like isn't gonna go actively pursue wrestling just to make a living. I feel like he might just go into different ventures outside of wrestling
I
and
see
go
that.
into different lanes. Now,
Like
like
he
he,
took the opportunity to try to be a wrestler,
yeah,
and he
yeah,
got what he got out of it. Like he wasn't trying to become like Stone Cold Steve Austin or anything like that.
exactly. I think
I'm only for a
everything,
check.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
basically.
with him,
And
I think
there's nothing wrong with that.
yeah, like you see someone like Tegan Knox and Indy Hartwell, and they probably grew up wanting to be this. Baron Corbin,
Yeah,
I'm not saying he wasn't as good and didn't want it as much, but he grew up wanting to be a pro wrestler. It was something as an opportunity that he grew to love. But he
right.
seems as an individual that is very happy with his life and is content where he is in life. And if he doesn't ever step foot in the ring, I think he's at peace with that.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. Facts, facts. Well said. Well said, my man. Well said.
Mhm.
But yeah, let's get to the reason why we're here.
And now, Sweaty Session.
Biggie, he's so into it, man. It's like he doesn't care that nobody sees this.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
Fucking
so the
Biggie.
reason why we're here, so this sweaty session, right? We decided to take a little bit of a different route. So we're gonna do this thing called heel or face, right? Where I'm gonna name like five five dudes, five women, and then the panel, the homies over here are going to tell me if whether they think that they're heel or face. I too can give a little bit of a decision as well. But yeah, Vince, do you have a couple right? I think.
Okay, so I kind of want to start with a very easy one here, and I'm gonna go with
Okay.
heels. And the thing with what I noticed with my heel list is that I had 2 or 3 entries. There are technically multiple people, and we're only
Okay.
supposed to have 5 individuals, but I feel like they're kind of like as a faction a heel. So the first one specifically the middle child, Kim Kardashian, but the whole Kardashian clan, I feel are heels. Hardcore heels, especially at this point in time. And Kim especially, like when she was coming out talking about how like she was mad that on her birthday she had to be a mom basically, and she's just like always complaining, she's always working, and then you see North always putting her on blast on her videos and shit. She's trying to go and get a new hubby and stuff. She's trying to win the breakup between her and Kanye. I never really liked her. I've always felt like she was a heel in
Uh-huh.
my opinion. I just
Uh-huh.
don't think there's a lot of likable qualities about her. But the
Okay.
whole Kardashian clan in general,
Okay.
I'm not a fan of. And
Okay.
it got to a point where when Kendall was
I knew.
messing
I knew
around
this is the really.
with Bad Bunny, part of
I
me
knew it.
part of me was like, man, I love you, Benito, but I might have to like ease up on the gas pedal with your music if you're gonna be riding with the Kardashian clan. I don't know, man. What like Dom looked like he had
Yeah.
some
What were
he
you
No,
had.
saying now?
because I think Kim now is a face because she's doing a like whole prison reform thing and trying to get
Uh
people out
huh.
of jail.
Uh
So
huh.
that's a redemption part. This is a road to redemption to being a face.
Okay, all right, I can see that. I can see that.
For
Every heel needs that.
for me, I think the Kardashians can be both depending on what run that they're having, right? I think I think in the beginning they're very much heels, right? Just because like you're like wondering how did they have so much success, right? But then looking at what they do as a unit, especially the mom, Chris, like she does a lot of stuff that is behind the scenes as far as like investments, working on different like
Hmm.
properties and all this stuff. Like, um, so I would say she's a face. I think Courtney's the heel though, the oldest sister. If you go back and look at the show, she
You
very
know,
much was Roman and her husband Scott was Jake,
I mean,
right?
when she was with Scott, I feel like she was a sympathetic baby face for sure, in my opinion.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
Maybe Chloe while she was with Tristan Thompson, and even still might be the sympathetic baby face. Especially when she's trying to help out Lamar.
Oh
But
yeah,
but
for
but
sure.
I
Oh
don't know.
man.
Kim, I feel like turned heel for me like after Chris Humphries. Like I
After
had a
Chris
honey
Humphries,
after Chris Humphries, I feel like that was the final nail in the coffin. Like, nah, you no longer are a tweener. You were a babyface because of your looks, but you got heelish tendency. Those are heel tactics right there.
definitely heelish tendency. Kim only cares about Kim. Kim is like Bret Hart. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like only thinks about her, right?
I
I
fuck with
didn't
Bret
think
Hart.
we were gonna get this deep into the Kardashian
Look,
lore.
yo, listen. If you have the power to make me positively like Pete Davidson, you're the heel. You're the heel. If I'm out here actively liking Pete Davidson, you're the heel.
I can't do
Oh
it.
my gosh! Which was a conversation we had on a previous Get You episode. So look that up, y'all. Okay. I think the factor is in. We're all gonna say heels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
I think I got one right here.
okay.
Stephen A. Smith.
Oh.
Okay. Where do you put categorize him?
Yeah. What do you think?
I think he's a heel. 'Cause I think he's a heel that tries way too hard to be a heel, kind of like Jungle Boy.
Oh, okay. I kind of see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
because like
like
Jungle Boy overdoes it. Like we know you're a heel. Like Stephen A. Smith overdoes it on TV with the sports takes
Uh-huh.
and bad takes, and I was like, we get it, dude. You're trying way too hard.
You're right.
yeah,
I, I'm
I can see
gonna
that.
I'm gonna say heel only because his whole persona right now is to pretty much like keep himself as a journalist on TV on top, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you see how many people are like him have been like journalist personalities with shows,
Hmm.
and he's the only one that still has like a mainstay on ESPN. You know, like
Yeah,
Dan Patrick, not there.
yeah.
Nobody.
Jim Rome, who used to have like one of the best shows at ESPN, like he outlasted him.
Mm.
Skip Bayless is not even there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Skip Bayless, he's a heel too.
He's a heel as hell.
He's
That
always
motherfucker is
been a heel.
that
He's been.
motherfucker
Yeah,
is Cornette. That's Cornette.
he's Jim Cornette.
I think he said he's.
So he's a Jim Cornette of sports journalism.
Hell yeah. Like remember Around the Horn? Like that's
I
Oh
one
yeah,
of the
that's
remember
classic.
around.
and like yeah, Stephen
Part of my
yeah,
take.
so oh my,
Yes.
which if you don't know, that's what this basic Getcho is based on. But like
Yeah.
yeah, like yeah, part of my take. I love that show, man.
Okay.
But yeah, Stephen A. Smith definitely heel.
So I think for me, Stephen A. Smith, the best way I can describe him is to quote The Dark Knight. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And when he started off in ESPN, he was getting his mojo going, especially when he was paired up with with Skip Bayless. Stephen A. Smith, I felt like was that baby face, but he's lingered way too long where he's now the baby face. He's now the heel, no longer the baby face. He's like Daniel Bryan when he turned into like the planet's champion against Kofi Mania, and calling Kofi a B plus player. That's what Stephen A. Smith is, and he's so obnoxious with it. And I like the comparison with Jungle Boy. And I think like MJF to an extent falls in that category of we know you're a heel, but I feel like you take it too far, or it's just like, all right, man, you're doing way too much. You're trying
I
way
feel
too
you,
hard.
especially with like the middle fingers and everything like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith, he just like feels the need to get really loud and start yelling and start dropping like brand new vocabulary words every single episode.
Hmm.
And it's like,
I'm like,
Right.
bro,
okay,
it's not
like,
that fucking deep. It's not that
Right.
deep. He used to be
and I
so
feel like this.
memeable, and now he's unbearable.
Yeah, like these
Right.
like crazy,
Oh.
crazy basketball takes is like bad. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and they're like so like not in what the other people are trying to say. He's trying to be
Hmm.
so
I I will say it's not the worst take I've heard on that show because I think the
Mm-mm.
worst take I heard was I'm taking nigga dollar.
Hmm.
Like Martian's got the death beam on Earth. Steph Curry, Iguodala. I'm taking Iguodala. Like,
I don't know. The worst take I ever heard was Skip Bayless saying that Johnny Manziel was going to be the bigger star in
oh
Cleveland.
yeah,
LeBron
oh,
James. Everyone.
oh my
That was the worst thing ever. I was
gosh,
like, okay.
that was an L take if I ever heard it for sure. Um,
Johnny Manziel. Oh my gosh, the career rest in peace right there. Okay, so I think this is an obvious heel, and I had to do it. Little Dirk.
oh wow.
free Smirk, man. Free him, man. Free Dirk. But it depends though. It depends where you want to categorize. Like sometimes he's a hero to his neighborhood, and then like
I mean,
depends who he
dude, the
is.
guy
You're
was
a
out
villain.
of the guy was out of that bad community, right?
But
Living large, but still wasn't active. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's active. Yeah, like I think he still wanted to slide for his King Von.
right.
No, no.
So I see what you're saying, but man, the three plane tickets and all this other stuff.
Oh, he tried to flee the country. Like that's some heel TVC
No,
shit. Like
no.
like when the heels do the beat down, they run to the limo and take off.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know when you make those points, I mean, and the heel tendencies being there, I'm gonna have to lean heel too. I don't like that
Okay,
I'm
heel.
leaning heel, but I'm a lean heel for sure.
I know it hurts too because I was a fan of him too as well. But then like when you when you listen to the music and you're like, man, this guy's just kind of just snitching on himself right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What? Do you have one, Vince?
So, question: Oh, are we just gonna knock out all our heels first and then go face? Because we all started with heels, or can we like, or
You can switch it up. Yeah.
switch it up?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it heel this round. I
Okay.
might go face next round. I'm gonna say that this trio here is essentially the Shield of heels in terms of celebrities,
I got a whole
and that
trio.
for me, yeah, and that for me is of course Diddy, Jay-Z, and Beyonce right now because I feel like the three of them right now, especially Diddy. Diddy is the Roman in terms of levels of heel. And Jay Z, I would say maybe that's Seth, and then Beyonce, maybe Dean.
Yeah,
But
bro.
with the whole everybody like having these conspiracy theories about Beyonce having to be thanked at every single acceptance speech at award shows, Jay Z being culprit in this whole stuff, and then obviously Diddy, we know what's going on there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think Diddy's the easy heel for sure, but I'm gonna drag Jay Z and Beyonce with them.
I don't know. I feel like Jay Z didn't do anything yet.
I don't know.
There has there been a lot of evidence on that both of them are still kind of like
It's a,
hearsay.
it's all hearsay. But
Yeah.
according to Dame Dash, though, according to Dame Dash, he's completely healed. If we go by Dame Dash, he's a complete heel. So like all this
Bro,
stuff, and then
David
like
Dash hates everybody right now. You know what I'm
so
Oh
saying?
if you go by
damn.
Dame Dash and like old Rockefeller artists, they accuse of Jay Z's jumping on their songs and like doing remix it so he can take the verse and continue to perform it and out rap the people on the songs.
Uh-huh.
That's
Uh-huh.
heelish tendencies right there. That's a heel move if
Hmm.
I've ever heard of one. If allegedly is true. If allegedly. But you know what? Fine. I'll give it a Diddy for sure. All right. You know what? I'll
Hmm.
exclude Jay Z right now. I'm not gonna sit here and prejudge a man before fully being convicted,
So
but I think we've seen enough of Diddy to prove that he's a heel.
but
Well,
if we
okay,
go by
I'm gonna say
Dame,
this.
but if we go
Okay,
by
go ahead.
Dame Dash, though, he's a heel. Based on Dame Dash, so Dame Dash is like
But
pretty much
is
like
Dame
Russo
Dash
the Kurt,
more?
like
Is he
Russo the Russo and Jim Cornette, bashing him to the point where like he might not be this bad. He might be super bad.
Right, right.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like maybe he's Melter. You kind of have to take it with
Dave
a grain of
Dash.
salt.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Okay, this is what I'll say. I'll say obviously Diddy's a heel for everything. I'll say Jay-Z is a heel on how he conducts business when he was running Rockefeller.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, okay.
But Beyonce, I still kind of have to give her face,
Okay.
right? Just because like I can't really see like the evidence pushing her to be kind of like how do I say like cutthroat in terms of like how she executes certain things.
Listen,
Is
she
she
might
is
have
she
executed a few people.
that
Like,
see that I can see for sure.
yeah, see. Oh, what about you, Dom? Like, how you feeling about Beyonce? Is she heel or face?
Man, I think she's the face, man. She got like a whole cult like following, like like the Jeff Hardys, the Danielsons, and like Kenny Omega. Because like everything she does is like she gets a follow. You can't talk bad about her or the Beehive attack you. You talk bad about your favorite wrestler online, you will get attacked.
Uh-huh. She has like that Kylie Ray type cult following. Like remember you
Yeah,
can't say anything bad about Kylie Ray.
yeah.
Yeah, we got attacked one time.
Dom has personal experiences.
You know
I see.
what? You know what? I retract my statement. I'm gonna wait till all evidence is out. But definitely Jay Z and Diddy are heel. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, what about you, Dom?
Um, Beyonce is a face. Jay Z, I don't know. I'm still for me. He's a face.
Depending on who
Okay.
you ask, he's a face.
He's a face. He made
All right.
Blueprint 1 and 2. He's a face. And
Facts,
Reasonable
facts.
Okay.
Doubt. Reasonable Doubt. So that's a face move to me.
All right, so then
Okay.
who else you nominating up here?
Let me see. I'm gonna go Kanye.
Okay,
So
where
like
does he?
Kanye, it depends. Sometimes like Kanye goes on these spiral out of control, go these heel moments, and he's like, "Damn, what are you doing?" Then he goes on like, then he has these great face moments. Like, dude, you're making us great music. You're saying some good stuff, and then all of a sudden
Mhm.
you turn left. It's kind of like Triple H. Triple H can be a good guy, but he can be a hell of a bad guy.
Yes.
It's like yeah,
Yeah.
Ye can be a good person, but when Ye's a bad person, he's a bad person. He's going down, tweeting crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So I think he's
Yeah.
more a heel than face.
I think for me, Kanye is that tweener
Okay.
where he has heelish tendencies, but he is beloved and does positive things.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, for instance, like I mean, he was out here talking about Diddy, but and stuff before it even came out, people just thought he was being crazy.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but you know what? More or less, like Kanye, he did drop Graduation.
Oh, come on. Of
So
course.
Graduation is one of my favorite albums of all time. So
Come on.
you can't really be a heel if you dropping bangers like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think he turned heel for me, especially when he started going very heavy, like Trump supported MAGA shit. But outside
Oh
of
yeah.
that, I don't think he's really been the heel for me.
Yeah,
You mean
well,
Jesus
then you
walk?
have the anti-Semitic stuff as well.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Sorry, I forgot he.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adidas didn't forget it. I did. But yeah, the
Yeah. And then like
anti-Semitic stuff.
anonymous.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. But yeah, the anti-Semitic stuff, of course, and then you also got like the MAGA stuff. Then yeah, aside of
Mm-hmm.
this,
And
maybe
then lying
just
too. Like and he's lying. Say you make this album. That the album never comes out. He's like, this album's dropping, never drops.
Dude,
Push the
yeah,
album back. I'm
I
like,
was literally talking to Katie. Shout
yeah,
out Katie Kinsey, right? She
yeah.
Elite. I was literally talking to her, and I was waiting for the album to drop, and it didn't drop. You
He
know,
has concepts of an album, but but
yeah.
he's not in the studio
dude,
yet.
he has concepts
Uh,
of like a whole campus that I don't even know if it's being built anymore.
no,
Um,
the school is like not funded no more.
oh
The
right.
academy.
Oh, it's not
Yeah.
funded enough. Okay,
No,
okay. Wow.
he had a basketball team, had like a number of recruits going there, and then the school's not going, it just went under. And then he said he's
Wow.
supposed to drop an album called I think TurboGrafx 300 that never dropped. Then there was like verses, like what's it called? Vultures supposed to come out this
Vultures,
day,
yeah.
never didn't come out. I was like, dude, you're playing too many games.
Right. Okay, so like for me, I will say he's in between, but I definitely say like he's a face that's trying to lean on the heel side. If that makes sense. Like he he tries to play up all these things and everything, like how he's like a hard dude or whatever. We know that you're not.
Yeah.
Um, so like for me, I might have to still put him in like leaning towards like a heel.
Yeah. Okay.
Because but then I also kind of put him in the in between just because he hasn't said anything. You know,
Yeah.
I mean that
Okay.
concert that he put on China was wild. Do you see the videos for that? Like
No, I
That
haven't.
shit was
it was
fire.
crazy. Like he had the entire arena was going word for word like all his music.
Yeah. I
Wasn't in
mean,
China? He did one in Korea too, right?
I think so too. And then he showed up in a wrestling
probably.
in Japan. Like yo,
He
Damn.
what's it called?
yay,
PT Pro Wrestling.
yeah.
Okay, so I mean, one of the reasons why you want to give him a heel tendency is because he keeps talking about dropping an album and not dropping it. Well, does that mean Dr. Dre is a heel because he never dropped Detox?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, not Dr. Dre being a heel. That's crazy.
He's he's a heel, right? Because what do heels do? They always paint the picture as if they're like the good guy, right?
Right.
That whole movie, Straight Outta Compton, like
Mm-hmm.
they played Dr. Dre up, like he specifically made sure that they made him look like he's a like a good dude. You're not a good dude. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
yes, you contribute a lot to the hip hop game. You did,
Mhm.
but you know what I'm saying. You were in there. You didn't talk to Easy E. You never visited him at the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Like all those things. That's what heels do. They make them seem like they're the good person. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Stories are written by the winners or the survivors, I guess in
You're
this
just
case.
dropping quotes today, man.
I guess so. What about you, Joe? You got another name?
Yeah, okay. So this is gonna be a wild one. Since we're on the topic of heels,
Yeah.
Demi Lovato.
Ooh. Demi Lovato's the heel for me.
A heel? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What down?
You can heal.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So I thought she was kind of a face, but then I did some digging, right? And I found out that she is definitely a heel because one of the fans came out and said that she used to kind of like cut herself.
Hmm.
I just kind of told the story for her and said that one of her friends used to cut herself, and she listened to one of Demi Lovato's albums, and that kind of helped her through the process of stop doing that. So she
Right.
overcame all of that. They went to a concert. They actually saw her, and she kind of like said what your music meant to me, and maybe stop doing this stuff. And Demi Lovato's reaction was she just rolled her eyes and walked away.
Yeah. That was cold blooded.
It's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I can understand you're a busy celebrity, but when someone says some shit like that, it's kind of like
Right.
you gotta take your time out, you know?
Oh, for sure. 100%. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, she's a heel. She'll be a
Yeah,
heel for me.
That's
for sure.
that's heel shit.
Yeah. Okay, for me, I got 3 nominees at the same time. I would say the male main cast of that 70s show, except for Topher Grace, are
Oh,
heels. Uh
you took the whole cast. Oh my
the
gosh.
well, Kirkwood Smith is safe too. And
Okay.
but I'm mostly
Now you got
talking
Ashton
about
Kutcher in there. Oh my.
I'm throwing Ashton Kutcher there. He was he got a little like a Jason splash from the Diddy stuff, but I'm adding
Valderrama. Uh huh.
Valderrama. Yeah,
Yup. I'm
I'm
with
adding
you. I'm
him.
with you.
He's a groomer. We were talking about Demi Lovato. He was dating her when I think she was like 16, 17, and
Right.
the dude was in his
Like
like 20s.
17.
Yeah, she was like 17, and then he was like maybe like 20 something, like 25 maybe. Like,
Exactly.
and he has history of that too. I mean, also Ashton Kutcher, like he did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Mila Kunis was
Mila Kunis
underage.
was like what? Like I don't think she was 18 yet,
I think
right?
she was like 13, 15 or something. He's like full
Yikes.
on. Yeah, yeah. That's. But of course, I think the main leader here is Danny Masterson. He's the biggest heel out of the 3 of them for sure. But
For sure.
and I just kind of thought about that because you mentioned Demi Lovato, and then I thought about Valderrama.
I,
Like,
I love the connection.
yeah, that's how I connected the pieces together. Just kind of like one of those like Yo Mama jokes that they did back on MTV.
Oh my god, I hated that show. Jesus Christ, man, that was a waste of TV.
Which one? That 70 show?
No,
No,
Yo
Yo
Mama,
Mama.
that show.
Oh, the Yo.
Man,
Oh, the two.
Tu
Yeah,
madre.
but
man.
he would be like tu madre.
Tu madre. You know
Mm-hmm.
what? It was bad TV, but it was so bad it's good, especially for a kid that don't got cable like that, and that's all you got.
Understandable.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the weirdest, bizarre block of TV because you had like MTV Pimp My Ride, and then that was
Mm-hmm.
after it. It's like,
Yep.
whoa, my brain cells are just dying right now.
Yeah, it
Then they
was
had
in
like
that era.
next.
Yeah.
Oh, next.
Bruh.
Mm-hmm.
It was in that era of MTV where they were transitioning from exclusive music videos to like doing
Yeah, to like
other TV shows.
Right. And then
y'all,
they
you
finally
guys
found their
remember?
gold with Jersey Shore. Like they
Mm-hmm.
finally.
Shout out
You
to
don't remember
Cribs.
that? You ever remember that the MTV show where it was like a basketball thing where like they played 1-on-1? and they found different regions.
No,
I think
what was the
so.
name of
It
this?
sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
it was like a thing where it was like this dude was like the best whatever in Italy, and so the street ball from out here would go play him 1-on-1 in his home court. It was a weird concept. So like a lot of
Hmm.
people don't remember the show, and I have like vivid pictures of it.
It must have been like a 5-10 episode run. Like
Yeah, something like that.
um
Damn, no, I don't.
but yeah.
It
Who you
sounds
got?
familiar.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
you
sure.
got that. Who do you got, Dom? You want to nominate somebody?
Michael Jordan. Since we're doing Chicago, you guys from Chicago, I do Michael Jordan.
Oh man.
Vince, you want to you want to take this one?
If you again, it depends on who you ask. If
It depends who, where, what were you doing?
so if you ask Scottie Pippen, he's the heel in this story. If you ask Isaiah Thomas, he's definitely the heel.
Oh, for sure,
Um,
for sure.
but if you ask Chicago, he's a babyface.
Uh-huh.
If you
Well,
ask Cleveland, he's a heel because they shot him
Oh,
Craig Elo.
you know what? You know, I would say Michael Jordan is a heel in the way that Hollywood Hogan was a heel slash babyface. He was a heel, but he was cool. Everyone hated him, but people loved him.
Okay.
Minus Terry, like him going Terry N-word situation about his daughter. Like I think there's a lot of
Michael
like
Ga-
similarities there.
and Jordan gambling.
Jordan gambling, I mean, that's one for sure.
Jordan kids, fuck them kids.
Fuck the
are you talking about the Charles Barkley story?
What? What Jordan?
Yeah, is
No,
that
I'm
the one?
talking about no the
Oh,
one Jordan.
the
Like
meme. Well, there's
no, no. There's a thing at the camp. It was like a Chris Paul champ, and he said,
yeah.
"Oh, if you make X amount of shots, you get free shoes," and he made every single shot,
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's
and so the
like, what
kids
the
don't get
kids?
so the kids
yeah.
don't get the shoes. Or like the one video, like Michael had his autograph, and he said no to the kids in the parking lot. You ever seen that video?
Yes.
Oh man, that shit's
Um,
funny.
I remember.
So
Okay. He's okay. Overall, he's a face, but man, he really is a heel though.
yeah, depending
He
on
really
which
is a heel.
town he's visiting, he's a heel.
Yeah, he's
Um,
definitely a heel. I mean, like there's even stories of him like he was doing a charity basketball game, right? And we all know how
mhm.
Michael goes all out in these fucking charity games. Like he's trying to score
Yeah.
800 points in his charity games. And there was a dude on his team that actually like played like D1 like college basketball, right?
Right.
And he was so competitive in the game that like went for an outlet pass. He was like in the front part of the outlet, gave him the layup. He missed the layup. And he said like an offensive word to him, and he said, "I can't believe that you are playing basketball."
Yeah. You know
And it's
what?
like, dude, it's a charity. Like, come on, man. Like, did you hear the thing he said about Muggsy Bogues?
Oh no, what did he
Like,
say?
he like just straight out call him like, "Shoot that, you midget!" Like, right in the
Oh
middle of
my
the playoff.
god. See, this is where Kobe gets it from. But
Like elite shit talking.
You know what made me feel like he was a heel is when he drafted Kwame Brown, then decided to play with Kwame Brown, and then bullied the man into submission to the point where he was nowhere near the prospect he thought he was drafting. Like, how did
Right.
He's a
Like,
heel.
it messed him up mentally.
he messed him up mentally
Well,
so bad?
well, he got messed up mentally both ways though, because he went to Kobe too, and Kobe did the same exact
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Bro!
He was like, so
not
like
him not him getting DP'd by Kobe and Jordan mentally.
yeah, man.
No, but another heel move that he did, like when he was in the Hall of Fame, he invited the dude that got picked over him in high school. In
Yeah.
high school, he
That's
brought him
And
to
funny.
the Hall of
in that
Fame.
in that Hall of Fame speech was a heel Hall of Fame speech.
Oh yeah, dude, hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. My little Austin theory is that the biggest heel move he did was talk his son into dating Scottie Pippen's wife and causing that marriage to break up. I'm gonna say that Jordan kind of like finessed that move. If that's my Austin theory, if that's my little headcanon,
Not us talking about Michael Jordan being the biggest heel ever right now.
hey, look, the more we're talking about it, the more he is a heel.
It's true. It's true.
Hey,
No,
Hills won
before
championships.
we move on to the next the next one, yeah, he tells a story on Oprah, him and Charles Barkley on there, and Charles Barkley tells a story about how they were passing a bunch of homeless kids or whatever like that, and Michael Jordan's like, man, forget them, that type of thing, or whatever, or get a job or something like that. It's like, yeah, and Charles Barkley's like, get a job, like how could they? They're they're poor,
Yeah.
Okay, so I am going to say, for me, I'm gonna actually move over to face, right?
Okay, that's fair.
Justin Bieber.
He had a face turn. He had a first face turn
Yep.
for me.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
yep, he definitely did. Yep.
For
He
me,
got
for
sick,
sure.
right? And became a face.
Well, I think he was on his
Um,
face turn when he did the roast of himself.
Okay.
yeah.
And then he, after the whole roast, like, because they went on to him hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, he had a speech saying, like, basically, he had a speech saying, like, I was like 10, 11 years old, and overnight I became a celebrity, and no one taught me how to do or what to do or whatever.
Right.
And so basically, that was like his face promo right there.
Yeah. Okay. I see that for sure. I mean, I don't really have a lot to hate about the guy right now. I hated him when he was a little kid, but that was mostly because he was annoying.
Yeah.
But what little kid isn't annoying?
True. Now you're like, hey, what do you mean? That's a banger song, Sorry, that's a good song.
Exactly. All right.
All right,
Who's next? Is it
I
Dom?
think you are.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, you went faces, I'll go faces with you. And what makes a great baby face, it's someone that's has a lot of popularity with their demographic, with their fan base, with the crowd. They come out and like everyone erupts. And they're just like everywhere, they're blowing up, they're hitting mainstream now. So this person, like, she was popular in her like demographic, then she transcended. She's on SNL, she's got Corona commercials. Of course, I'm talking about Carol G. I think she's like one of the biggest baby faces in all of music right now. Like anything she does, anything she says, especially when she starts talking in Spanish, like "oh papacito" and all this other stuff, and you hear the Colombian Spanish, because there's different levels to Spanish, and when you get hit with that Colombian Spanish, man, it hits different. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So Carol G, I think she's that next top baby face. Like you always build up a new baby face. I think
Right.
she's next up. Bad Bunny was the hot Latino name that was like crossing over, and I think Carol G's next. She's got next.
Oh, I feel you. I like that. You know what I'm saying? As someone that listens to Carol G, because Natalie likes Carol G as well. I definitely see that. Especially like Natalie's group of
Yeah.
her age demographic. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, those concerts. Those are babyface concerts if I've ever seen.
Dude, come on. You see everybody's vibing. It's like a good time. So
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah.
What about you, Dom? You got someone to nominate?
Oh yeah, Kendrick Lamar. He's the biggest baby face.
I had him too
Say
as
that.
my baby faces.
Yeah.
Yeah, hella face. And I don't
Mhm.
think at any time in his career he was a heel.
No.
You know?
He's like Rey Mysterio's WWE run. He never turned heel.
Never turned
Nah,
heel.
like people love him, man. It's like a cult like following, like Rey Mysterio. Everything he does, like people are just gonna love him. He got like a whole, like everybody turned on Drake. Not like
Yeah.
Gus is getting played everywhere. It's like
Yeah.
everybody doing like the John Cena, you can't see me. It's like
Right.
that whole wave.
Exactly. Like, man, he gonna be in the Super Bowl. He gonna be performing in the Super
Yeah.
Bowl. Yeah. Yeah, shout out
Come on.
to Kendrick. He's a top baby face. He's a top baby face right now, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And he started out like kind of a slow burn, right?
Yeah.
And then just had like a very slow gradual rise.
Yeah.
Some might say that it's Poetic justice.
Okay. No, I see what you
Okay,
did
right
there.
on the side. I like that. Okay, okay. Wordplay. I see.
Here we go. Will Smith. I couldn't decide where to put him.
Okay.
Right, so I'm gonna ask y'all, where does he go,
Hmm.
face or heel?
I feel like if you
Be
ask
honest,
me, go ahead, Dom.
Go ahead, Dom.
I think he's a face, but he did that heel moment when he slapped Chris Rock, but he's still a face though. Come on, like Will Smith been a good person ever since Fresh Prince, everything, and then he had that heel moment where he slapped
Yeah.
Chris Rock, like, yo, you can't do that. But damn, I think he's still a face to me.
And when you think about his like
Yeah.
him as a man and a father,
Hmm.
and what he's had to go and deal with and keep bottled in,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a face for sure.
Yeah, like his wife is a heel.
Here's the thing. I was trying to lean like tweener, maybe. And I was saying like he turned heel after the Rock's slap. I haven't really been too on Will's side since then. I just kind of like
Mhm,
fallen out of favor, like not dislike him or anything. I just
mhm.
disinterested. But Dom makes a great point. Jada does kind of like make him a babyface by default.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Otis, and he's like Chad Gable when he turned heel, and he's trying to like demean him on a
Mhm.
weekly basis. So
No, yeah, I definitely, yeah, I had him leaning towards face, but I wanted to see what y'all were gonna say.
all
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
yeah, all right. I
You
mean,
know.
if you ask Jordan or Lucas, he's a face.
Hell no.
Uh,
But that's actually all I have on my list.
oh no, I got way more.
You got way more? Okay,
Okay.
okay.
I'll do two quick baby faces ones. We'll go
All right.
athlete side. You talked about Chicago Bull. That was a heel. Essentially, I guess Michael Jordan. I think two Bulls players, one active, one recently retired. Derrick Rose is a baby face currently right
Oh,
now. He
oh,
had
Oh
a
for
man.
heel
sure.
turn. He had his little heel run. Obviously, when he was towards his end days of Chicago with the ACL stuff and the injuries,
Mm.
but then off the court stuff, he was a heel. But then he turned babyface after he scored 50 points against the Utah Jazz. And then
Uh-huh.
ever since he's retired, he's been a babyface. Like, look, if a man sends another man a rose in the mail and they don't care about it, that's a babyface right there. Like, that's a babyface right there. But
That's a
also,
face.
I think a babyface, and I think this was universal and not just to Chicago. I think Lonzo Ball right now is a babyface just for the simple fact he's able to come back and do what he's doing on the court. Just like coming back from the injuries, I think he's a babyface. But
Okay.
I don't know. Dom kind of gave me a look. I don't know unless he disagrees.
Nah. But I'm like Lonzo Ball on your list. That's crazy. Like I wasn't expecting this.
I
But he
mean, to
has a
be fair,
redemption story. He has a redemption story. His knee hasn't played for 4 years. I get it.
yeah, it's a comeback story.
Yes, I'm rooting for him.
It's a Tegan Knox story.
Get the.
Yeah. Yeah, but you see where Tegan Knox went to though.
All right, fine. It's Triple H after he came back at Madison Square Garden.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, as long
Do
as
you
it's
have
not the
any
Sean,
Or
as long as it's Sean Livingston story, at least that's all I care.
oh,
Mm.
oh gosh.
So you're going to athletes now. Kevin Durant.
Oh, heel. Got to be
Yeah.
heel.
I think he's more
Yeah, he's still heel.
tweener. I think to
Yeah.
me he's
Now
more of a tweener. He's more of a tweener leading to heel. Just because I mean, people want to give him heel because he went to Golden State. But after some time taking a step back, look at your options. Like, hey, if I can join the Super Friends, I'm gonna join the fucking Super Friends and get my
I'm
championship.
like, yeah. If
Okay.
Avengers asking me to join them right now, I'm gonna say
Yeah,
yes.
I ain't gonna get mad at Spider-Man for joining Tony Stark. Like,
Yeah,
come
yeah.
on. Like, of course he could be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, but why not get a cool Iron Spider suit while you're at it?
Right.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
I can't be mad at him. So, and then he went to Brooklyn and stuff.
Mm.
Right.
And then he
That was
came to
terrible.
Phoenix. I'm kind of rooting for the dude to get another chip. So I don't know. I
Okay.
think for me,
Okay.
at the very least, he's a tweener. Like he did a selfish move, but I don't think anything about it was very heelish. If anything, Draymond's a heel, and I think he's always going to be a heel.
Okay. They kind of opened my eyes now. Okay.
Okay. The Just, you said you didn't have any more, right?
Yeah, the Will Smith was that was it for
Okay.
me.
I'll give two. One heel I'm gonna give to Nikki Jam. I don't care if she's hot. She was she was a dumb Puerto Rican, like trying to support Donald Trump, and I'm gonna keep referring to Nikki Jam as a she because that's what Donald Trump referred to Nikki Jam as a she, not knowing that was a full ass Boricua man. Yes, he took it back and he walked back the stands, about especially after like the comments at the MSG Trump rally. But Nicky Jam, you just a clown. Like, how are you a Latino for Trump, bro? He doesn't want you, bro. Like, you're not part of that. So you a heel just for that. You turn in on your own peeps. And then in terms of a baby face, I don't think there's a bigger baby face in the entire hip hop community or any kind of like celebrity other than Snoop Dogg. The dude can't do
Oh
any
yeah,
wrong. I think
Oh
Snoop.
come
yes,
on.
he's the ultimate baby face. He does everything.
100%. He's out here doing like side missions, like it's GTA or something. Like he had probably like the best line on commentary at WrestleMania where he's talking about like the fuck when he's talking about like the fucking tables and stuff. Oh man, I fucking loved it.
I mean, he's out here trying to get Skechers over. I mean, that's a face. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he's
Out
all over
here,
the Olympics. Like he's over in Paris Olympics. Like, come on now.
He was everywhere.
out here
Yeah.
smoking weed with Martha Stewart. Fuck, why not? Hey, he out here trying to get a black man to break into the Mexican music industry specifically. Like he's out here supporting
Right.
us. He did a Mexican like norteño song. Snoop's invited to the coming up.
Snoop, come on, man. And Snoop has a Christmas character called Snoop on the Stoop,
Ooh.
and that finally replaced the Elf on the Shelf. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna try to find it this year. I know last year it was sold out everywhere, so I'm gonna try to get mine.
Okay, I like
Um,
that.
but yeah, guys, this was great. Oh, do
Yeah.
you have one more?
No, I was asking Dom if he had one more before we
Oh.
bounced.
I think I have last one. Drake.
Yeah, he's a heel for sure.
It's like everybody turned on Drake, man. It was like, man, the
Yeah,
Canadian hero come to the States, they start booing Bret Hart, but he's loved to Canada.
yeah, I feel that one. I mean, she recently endorsed Kamala Harris, but I think J-Lo is still a heel in my eyes, especially after the bodega comments about the orange drink. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh. Yeah, apparently we found out that she wasn't from the block. You know what I'm saying?
No, she's not from the block. She's from the burbs. She's from the cul-de-sac.
The cul-de-sac.
Is Shannon Sharp a heel or a face? He's a face, right?
I think it's
Shannon
face.
Sharp? Oh yeah, he's a face for sure.
Especially after he accidentally went live on IG. I think that solidified his face turn.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp. I mean, he's giving people a platform to speak out.
Yeah.
Shout out Cat
Definitely
Williams.
face. And when it comes to like quotable memes as far as sports journalists, he has like the funniest.
Oh
He's
yeah,
like, yeah, it's not gonna happen. Lakers in 5.
He's what Stephen A. Smith wants to be, which is ironic because he's on First Take with him now.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely Shannon Sharp face.
Yeah. I think that's a good one. I think that's a
All
good
right. Cool. Well, I'm glad that you guys participated in the healer face segment. This is dope. Dom, why don't you tell the homies where they can find you at?
On the internet.
But
on follow us
AWTV.
PowerebombJutsu at Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, IG, Twitter, and that's it. Doing other things too, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Right, got you. Poppy, tell them about all the upcoming stuff you got and where they can find you at, homie.
Well, I mean, I I would say just follow me on YouTube. Follow the YouTube channel at 606 Universe. Spell out the first
Yep.
six. Social media at 606 Universe. If you haven't followed me there, follow me there. I'm trying to build up the podcast. It's mostly basketball stuff that we're doing right now, but I'm on the YouTube channel. I'm going to start doing predictions for the shows, but I'm kind of waiting for Survivor Series to kick that off. Check it out. I'm going to be doing recap shows as well, so I'm trying to build up that. So instead of following SES Vince, follow at 606 Universe everywhere. And check out the pods because Justin's been on there. I've had Kyle from Wallet Media on there as well. So good stuff. Check it out.
Good stuff. It's great for the your basketball NBA heads. Please check out my homie. It's a great content, good follow. If you enjoyed this and enjoyed everything me, Vince, and Dom did, you can always find us here. Get your podcast on Twitter. Get your podcast on Instagram. You can also follow me with Marks and Mikes every other Thursday. You know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to Wallop Media, who was in our last recent episode.
Mm-hmm.
Check their stuff out as well. The homie Matt has a couple episodes on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna
He
be
has
on there.
Story Time with Ritter is also pretty funny on there. World's funniest podcast.
Nice.
Check those guys out. All right. Until then, Vince, I think it's time to get out of here.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa, bitches.